So there are growing voices of concern both at home and abroad that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is not doing enough to secure a Gaza hostage and ceasefire deal, while Hamas continues to make threats. For more, we are joined by Dr. Paik Seunghoon this morning. Good morning.
Morning.
So Hamas is releasing videos of the hostages whose bodies were originally recovered by the IDF before they were killed. Why is Hamas doing this?
So the bodies of 6 hostages have been recovered in an underground tunnel in Rafah of Gaza, and IDF have said that they were brutally murdered right before the Israel Defense Force was about to rescue them. And the location of the site was approximately 1 kilometer from the tunnel where another hostage was rescued a day earlier. So as the Hamas is pushed to the corner and about to lose its bargaining chip for permanent ceasefire negotiation, which is the Israel hostage, they have murdered them. So it is the last resort of Hamas to confront the IDF military operation. That's why they are kind of now using killing the hostage to kind of like pressure Israel to follow up the negotiation. And as you mentioned, some might say it as a psychological tactic, but I would like to rephrase it as a psychological terror that aims the families of remaining hostage to influence them to pressure Israel government to proceed with the permanent ceasefire deal with Hamas in trading with remaining hostage. Like in the video, the previous videos have shown the Goldberg, Poland, Yerushalmi, and Kamel Gad, the 3 of murdered hostage, were agreed to be released as a part of humanitarian category based on the framework Israel and Hamas negotiation deal in early July. So killing them is to blame on Netanyahu government who delayed this deal.
And of course, people in Israel are angry that their country is failing to, come up with a ceasefire deal, especially following the deaths of the 6 hostages. And even U.S. President Joe Biden is saying that Netanyahu is not doing enough to make that deal happen. Is Netanyahu not doing enough?
From its beginning of its war, Netanyahu proclaimed the 2 main objectives of IDF operation. One is the annihilation of Hamas, eradicating them, and the second, rescuing all the hostage. But it was heavily criticized by many experts because it has conflict with each other. So there's no way to achieve eradication of Hamas and also in the same time saving the hostage. But whenever there were heavy criticism on Netanyahu's hardcore military-only strategy, we could rephrase it: we don't negotiate with evil but destroy them. IDF claimed that full pressure on Hamas is the only way to achieve full rescue of the hostage, because maximum pressure on Hamas will give Israel more leverage on its hostage negotiation. So Netanyahu and his ultra-right-wing supporter group have beliefs in this. So depending on where you stand, some might argue that Netanyahu is not doing enough, but others might proclaim that it is the only solution.
Well, tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets to protest. How likely is it that these mass movements will develop into calls for maybe Netanyahu's resignation and even for, early election?
Some reports say it is not tens of thousands, but hundreds of thousands of protesters have taken to the street across the country. And yes, Israelis are once again showing their anger over the failure of Netanyahu's government, including peace deal to release the hostage who still being held by Hamas in Gaza.
Right.
So on Monday, Netanyahu issued a rare apologies to the families because Netanyahu also feels that the atmospheres of public opinion against him is boiling. And on the top of that, there has been a speculation that U.S. is planning to present both sides, which is Israel and Hamas, with what it calls a take it or leave it deal in the coming weeks. So U.S. is drawing a tacit ultimatum of enough is enough on Israel, which is another pressure point to Netanyahu's leadership. So in terms of the political career, Netanyahu is placed in a checkmate situation. He was in that position since the war has begun, but he himself muddle through to current situation that secured his prime minister position by taking advantage of wartime situation. He's the survivor. So, but majority of experts do not expect rosy pictures of his future political career because his coalition partner, far-right group, Minister Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, threatened to bring him down if Netanyahu accepts what they call a promiscuous deal with Hamas that doesn't guarantee a complete victory, which is complete eradication of Hamas in the war. Whereas other opposition groups, including Defense Minister Garland, fiercely blamed him for deliberately sabotage any chance of a hostage deal to secure his own political survival. So, but as I said, he's a survivor and very skillful statement. So I'm not sure this mass demonstration would end his political career and make his abdication of his prime minister position. But the situation that Netanyahu faces for him to stay in his position is not an easy task. As we could see, the massive protests are kind of like, keep on happening.
And it's not just Israelis in Israel and the U.S. The U.K. also announced a partial ban on weapons exports to Israel. What would it mean for Israel and for the war from now on?
The British government has suspended some arms export licenses to Israel because they believe the weapons that they give the license to Israel to use could be used to commit violent or violation of international humanitarian law. But so since UK is one of the biggest weapon provider to Israel, including crucial F-35 fighter jet part, surely in symbolic standpoint, it could mean the global community, including loyal ally of Israel, is moving to pressure Israel to end the war. But UK government decision does not go far as enough, because only 30 of 350 arms license are suspended. But for Israel, it is hurting their diplomatic capability because they are losing their diplomatic leverage because of UK's decision. So since UK's decision sends a very clear message to other states that even the traditional ally is banning their support to Israel, why shouldn't we? So, because UK ban their ban of weapon license is very small amount, so I don't think it will gonna bring a lot of change and big pressure on Israel on military operation wise. But in the symbolic measures, it kind of give a signal to other states that even allies of the traditional allies of Israel are giving a other opinion. So it kind of gives green light for other states to audaciously to go against Israel. So that is the effect that this kind of weapon ban deals are kind of creating.
Alrighty, Dr. Paik, thank you so much for your time this morning. You have a good one.
Thank you.